From never having directed before to testing new limits. This is why Michael B. Jordan said directing Creed 3 is the hardest thing he's ever done. First and foremost, Jordan has never directed before, and he has some really big shoes to fill. He is going to have to fill in for Ryan Coogler, who started the franchise. Coogler originally made Creed for some very deep personal reasons. It was pretty much a ballad to his own father, who was suffering from a neuromuscular condition. Ryan said that Rocky was his father's hero, and that his father saw himself as the underdog his whole life.
It's right, really out of my relationship with my father. He and I were real close, and I was an athlete growing up.
He pitched the idea to Sylvester Stallone several times and was denied. But after Stallone saw what he was capable of, after he directed Fruitville Station, he eventually hopped on board. Funny enough, it was Stallone's wife that eventually made him open up to the idea to be in Creed. So I finally said, you know what? Someone took a chance on me once. I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind and let him run with it.
Started when he was young to fulfill his father's and his destiny.
Those words from Sylvester also ring true for Michael B. Jordan in directing Creed. He has been very open about how motivated he is for this project. And at least he is going into it with the right mindset.
I want to say that I think the more I've been on sets, the more I learn from everybody, all the moving pieces, all the department heads.
Jordan said that it has always been his dream to be behind the scenes and be a creator. Well, dream come true. In his youth, he pretended to be a cameraman and shoot scenes. He will be getting a ton of experience nobody else has ever gotten before, because this will be his very first sports movie with IMAX cameras. That is gonna look awesome. It's gonna be like we were all there experiencing it firsthand, and that's exactly what Michael was looking to achieve.
It kind of forced me to be more creative and really think outside the box of how to make the fights different.
Jordan has always looked up to several actors with the same experience he is going through in this film, like Brad Pitt, Bradley Cooper, and George Clooney. Michael gives a special mention to Denzel Washington because he helped him with his movie A Journal for Jordan, and Denzel gave him some advice of his own for Creed 3. Jordan said he selfishly accepted a role in the movie because he knew he would have explosive growth in his journey to be a director. Denzel apparently liked his performance, like a lot, because Washington gave him a pretty glowing comment. I just know I like him, and I can see why audiences love him too. Whatever that it factor is, he has it. Some people are just born under that star, I guess.
Michael B. has a kindness, a sweetness, an innocence, a gentleness in him, and you can't act that.
In any case, Jordan said he paid very close attention to Denzel as he worked on A Journal for Jordan and made every effort to learn anything and everything he could. Pretty inspiring stuff. He said his experience in acting and being shot in movies has given him an idea how to direct other actors and scenes himself. Speaking of only being an actor, Michael said he saw parallels from Adonis Creed, the character he portrayed, to his becoming a director for the movie. He says it's a story of growth. Adonis Creed in the film is a character that has a lot of internal struggles. The boxing matches he has are a representation of those struggles put into the ring. Yeah, it's pretty deep. Adonis's father died, and he found a father figure in Rocky. Rocky himself goes through health challenges, and Creed wants to make him proud, as if he were his own father. But that's what Jordan is talking about when he says he found inspiration from this character. Because deep down, we all have infighting within ourselves, and we need a creative outlet to express those frustrations and overcome them. For Jordan, his love for film and wanting to be a director was always something he strove to do, and even went to great lengths to find and befriend others that have already done it.
There's not a lot of actor-directors, especially ones that have directed themselves. So like the Bradley Coopers, the Ben Afflecks, the Denzel Washingtons, like those are guys that I tapped into.
He took on acting roles that brought him close to this goal. And that's the real central tenet. Never give up, and just keep inching toward whatever it is that will get you even a little closer.
It's tough, you got mouthpiece in sometimes, you got gloves, you always dependent on so many people. Your team is everything.
And he finally achieved it when he was called to direct Creed 3. When it comes to directing the film, he will still be staying on as his role of Adonis Creed. But it's going to come at a great cost. He even called it a torture test. Sounds like he really is going to push himself to the limits.
Do I yell cut action while I'm in the scene?
Right.
But like, first ADs handle all that stuff for you. You really empower the people around you.
Did you know Sylvester Stallone won't be returning to Creed? Yep, true story.
So I can't forgive that.
Right. Do you feel like I can never watch Creed 3 kind of thing?
Never.
At the very moment, Michael B. Jordan needs all the help he can get as both a director and actor. The supporting actor he has had in the last 2 films will not be present. Sylvester said specifically of the movie, it just wasn't his cup of tea. That's a regretful situation because I know what it could have been. It was taken in a direction that is quite different than I would have taken it. We're gonna miss you, Rocky. So with Rocky gone, Adonis is gonna have his hands full. Jordan isn't too concerned though. He has said since this is the 3rd time he's playing the character, he has a deep understanding of the world. Makes a lot of sense, actually. So it just happens to be the perfect time to jump to the role of director. I think I'll be a good actor's director. I know the process and I kind of know what we need and a certain environment for them to take risks. He seems pretty confident, so we'll take his word for it. But will it be the age-old tale of too many chefs in the kitchen? Michael has come out to say that he wants to be able to take in everyone's opinion on the project. The problem is, some opinions are good, and obviously, some opinions are bad. Let's just hope he sticks with the good stuff. The good stuff comes in many shapes, sizes, and colors. And Michael B. Jordan said some amazing things about his coming of age as a director that personifies that. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's a learning curve. This is the first time I'm going through this. So every day I'm learning something new. Every day you're finding new limits. Limitations in terms of bandwidth, limitations on thought, limitations on patience, on decision-making, decisiveness. Limitations on pure bodily strength to get you up in the morning and do it every day. He is right, though. Even if Stallone disagrees with the direction of the movie, I don't think he can disagree with those words. His mindset is truly in the game, and if his skills are as good as what he says, Creed 3 should shape up to be an awesome movie.
3 years ago, it's been a minute since you've been out in these streets.
When I walked away from boxing, I walked away with some unfinished business.
We can't wait. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Michael B. Jordan said directing Creed 3 is the hardest thing he's ever done.